All right. Hey, Deb, we are
Hey,
live.
great. Got to figure it out, eh?
Yeah, it's a new adventure every day. Uh, here we go. All right. Well, welcome in, everyone. If you've joined us already, great to see you. If not, we'll see you in a few minutes, we hope. Or if you're on the rewatch crew, you'll see this after. But wanted to come on as soon as possible as one of us is in the path of a hurricane.
Yes,
And
so we might not be here in a few days. So, it's like, oh man, it's very anxiety inducing.
I can imagine. I thought, since you're in the middle of this and getting ready, I thought this would be a good opportunity for us to talk about, getting prepared for when these things happen because nature takes over a lot of times.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, other than prepare. And right,
Yeah.
well, for the hurricane, what we're doing is we have hurricane shutters. Now we're on the East Coast. This Hurricane Milton is coming in on the West Coast. So, anytime hurricanes go over land, it loses power. But Florida is only about 100 miles wide. So it doesn't have far to go. So hopefully when it gets to us, it will have dissipated somewhat. But even a Hurricane 1 is a big deal. And a lot of times it's the water that starts the flooding that starts to have the problem. There's the wind. The wind blows the trees and blows stuff off roofs and it cleans out all the brush. So a lot of people die because they walk outside right when a wind hit and a branch comes and pierces their heart. Just like that guy on the movie The Omen. Remember that? He walked outside. Woof,
I kind of stay away from those movies, but okay, we'll go with that.
I think of that all the time. So, and then the other thing, the power lines get blown down. Of course, there's water. So now they're in water. And if you step in the water with the active power line, you get electrocuted. So there's all sorts of hazards, and then people stay in their house and it starts to rise up and they can't get out of their house because now they're stuck in the attic and there's no way to get out. I mean, there's all of this stuff. I mean, your mind goes in a million miles. So, but fortunately, we are on the East Coast, so hopefully it won't be so bad. Poor people in Tampa. It's not. It's been over 100 years since they've gotten something. Our house in Marco Island, has been evacuated, so we can't even go there. We were thinking about evacuating down to Marco, but then Marco was just evacuated, so we can't get there. Now the roads are all leaving. My friend Cindy Schrader, who lives in Orlando, I know. I just texted her. She's evacuating to Savannah and she texted somebody else or put it in the Slack for the bookkeeping buds and said, it's a zoo. The roads go crazy. And of course, the stores are, everybody's buying up water, supplies, everything, so what we've done is, of course, we have the hurricane shutters and they've been shut with the exception of the front door and one on the back door. So we will shut them when it starts to come, and we're kind of in this big box. Then we have a generator that he has, with cords coming into the house so we can power the most important thing, which is my coffee pot. So he goes, I have your coffee pot ready to go. I said, thank goodness. But like the refrigerator and the freezer, because think of all the food. If you don't have any power, your freezer, you can lose all your food. And then, of course, we have a gas grill that we can cook on. So if we don't have electricity, you can't run the microwave or the oven. I talked to one of my clients, who's my good friend, Tori, and she says, you can come over here. I have gas. Okay, great. I mean, so there's the one good thing is that the community pretty much pulls together and helps everybody out. I mean, the water, I mean, it's not going to be pretty. And again, we're on the East Coast, shouldn't be so bad. But boy, I mean, look at Helene that just went through. Some towns were totally wiped out. The Tampa people, we don't know what's going to happen with them. My son-in-law, he's in Fort Myers. So, he's inland a little bit. And then, of course, they have zones in Florida. And they'll tell you, everybody on the beach, they tell you, if you're on the beach, you should leave, because if the winds get more than 45 miles an hour, they will close the bridge. And then if you need help, you cannot get it. They will not cross the bridge because now it's dangerous for the emergency workers. So if I lived on the beach, I would leave. I would not stay on the beach. I'm on across the river. So I'm on the mainland. But it's very scary because of course all you hear is hurricane alerts, weather alerts. Hal runs the Weather Channel the whole time. And Donna, you told me about this new guy Max. I've been watching Max. He was very good, but I was like, okay, I gotta watch some happy shows. Let me watch some old Seinfeld episodes so I can stop being so nervous about this stuff. Because there's nothing you can do other than hope that it doesn't hit you, and which means it's going to hit somebody else, so they're going to have to deal with it. I always feel a little guilty, like, oh, thank God it didn't hit me. Well, that meant somebody else got it. So hopefully it's not my turn yet. My son is in Minnesota, so he's all worried about his house. He lives in Orlando, and his dog's been watched by somebody, but his cats are in the house. His dad went over and kind of tied stuff down, which was great because he lives over an hour away from me. His dad lives in Orlando, well, Apopka actually, but it's closer. So his dad was kind enough to go over and take care of Peter's house. Marilee, my daughter, she lives in New Jersey, so okay, we'll have to worry about her. And but it's kind of scary. And then, of course, with clients, this is payroll week for a lot of them. I've called everybody, said, get your payroll to me today for pay on Friday, because if I run out of power, your people will not be paid. So, all the payroll got in today, so some clients, of course, you have the ones that they don't care what's going on. They need their stuff now. And I did text one today and I said, if you don't get back to me before 4:00 today, because that's when we were going to go on our podcast, I can't help you. Guess what she did not do? So she's not getting help today.
So one thing that's like, okay, so we have the disaster coming away. And I lived in Florida, and like the first summer I was there, literally there, walked into a summer of 5 hurricanes. I'd never experienced a hurricane. I'd never seen a tornado. And weeks I'm seeing tornadoes. There's hurricanes, one after the other. I don't think our house saw the light of day because we just never unboarded for like 2 months. Because it's one after, we didn't know what we were doing. We're used to earthquakes. That's easy.
Yeah, I think more earthquakes are worse.
We have a different opinion.
Well, worse in the sense that when you have a hurricane coming, it's coming. It's here now. It's today? Monday. And we heard about this hurricane, I think Friday, they started to talk about it. Well, now it's not supposed to hit till Wednesday night. So we have all of those days to start to prepare. When there's an earthquake, it just happens.
Right.
There's no let's have 5 days to prepare for it just happens. Same thing with the tornado. It just happens. So, and the other one that I think
disagree. Having lived through both scenarios.
Yeah.
It is way worse for me to do the hurricane scenario because what do you have? 5-7 day run up to that?
Oh, yes.
Stress and anxiety. When you have an earthquake, no stress, no anxiety. You just have a go bag or a go bucket or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just pick it up and go. Both cases, you deal with the aftermath. You're still going to have to deal with the aftermath. But in the hurricane, you have to deal with all that stress and anxiety before.
Oh, I tell you what. And it's
horrible.
The governor coming on, and everybody's like, what are you doing? They're all texting, and all my bookkeeping guys, I guess
that's the part that I didn't like. That's I'm like, earthquakes are way better. They just happen and you deal with it. I'd rather have that. And believe me, I've been on, in the last 2 weeks, twice, I've been on calls trying to maintain my composure while we're having an earthquake. And these people are not anywhere in California. And I'm
I've
on
never
the phone
been through
and we're
an
having an earthquake and I'm maintaining my composure, trying to help them through it.
I've never been through an earthquake.
But it's but beyond the other stuff, just prepare in general. Wherever I live, it seems to be the world of natural disasters. Whether it's in Florida or now I live in California, we had 2 wildfires just blow through. all those, and we have earthquakes, power goes out. If it's hot, power goes out. If it rains, power goes out. So, but the internet doesn't go out. So we have backup batteries on everything so that we can still run for, 5 or 6 hours with these backup batteries. That's my savior, because like I keep my business up. Like I can keep it up if everything's going for a few hours to keep it all
Right.
going. And things like that. And then we have go bags and
What's a
got
go
all the
like? What's a
tech
go
we
bag
need.
where you have like your
Go bags is where
medicine?
you have like just like a day's worth of clothing. You keep it fresh, water bars, the things that you'll need.
Yeah,
Because if you
yeah.
have an earthquake, you have to go quick sometimes. Because if gas lines break, and I've seen it happen, if gas lines break, then things blow up.
Here, you want
So,
to say hi to my YouTube audience?
oh,
Here's Hal.
hell, there's hell.
Here,
Hey,
yeah,
Hal.
he's been doing all the prep work for the hurricane. Tell him what you've done.
Oh God! I just finished the shutters, gasoline, generators, the whole 9 yards.
Filled up the cars with gas. We went to New Smyrna this morning and put towels down and got that all pulled in all the furniture.
The shutters are the big deal. That takes a little while to do that.
But you did the most important thing, which was make sure I had enough coffee.
Oh.
He,
There we go. Important stuff.
he knows how important that is.
Yeah.
You know how important that is.
Anyway, nice meeting you.
Yeah. Hal is finally on YouTube.
Made his debut. All right.
He made his YouTube debut. He just had a client here and left.
Oh, so yeah.
So,
For me, I've been through I've been through wildfires where I had no warning. Just like the fire
the
truck pulled up and
wildfires,
said, "Get on."
when
and
you
our
see
house went up.
those, it's like,
Yeah.
yikes. I mean, you
Yeah,
showed me
so-
a picture just like a couple of months ago where you saw the fires from your house.
Yeah, those burnt. We were just on the edge of being evacuated. Then the wind churned, and we were okay. And then
Yikes.
so that was that were two of those last month. And then I live in the land of natural disasters, anyways. Maybe they follow me, but I don't know. But coming from that, I always am like prepared at any moment. Something could happen, and then what's my backup plan? We lose power, fine. We have generators. We have all the battery backups that can run into it, or the into it. They run the power for the Wi-Fi, so I can keep up and going on batteries for a while. It won't last forever. It's a temporary solution.
Sure.
Then, of course, we have go bags if we need to leave our house. We have all the tech to support being out of the house, and I test it all the time. We test these things all the time, too. We do a full shutdown test, but it's also a mindset, too, of like thinking out the scenarios that can happen and making sure you have all these things and go and test them out.
Well,
to
the
make
one
sure it
nice thing,
works.
though, in the olden days, I remember there was a year when 4 hurricanes came through back to back. Charlie was one of them, went right over our house and took off our roof.
That
That
was
was
there that
when-
year. That was my year.
Okay, and they had Francis and
Yes.
Ivan, and there were 4 of them.
Jeannie was the one where we ended up in the
4 of them,
hospital.
right?
Yeah.
Poof, poof, poof. And that was in the desktop days, and we had servers and computers, and you were worried about the hardware. Well, now if my computer gets shocked by lightning, I almost go Yahoo, new one, and but I just hook it back up again, and it's still all there. The only thing I would take with the only thing I'll evacuate with is my violin and my Fujitsu ScanSnap. Everything else I can take I can replace.
Still done with it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So my system is set up so that I can not even have it with me, where I can then get out of the area safely,
Right.
get to, a Best Buy, whatever computer stores, get a laptop,
Right.
and in 30 minutes be up and running, 30 minutes or less be up and running. And even could work from my phone if I couldn't bring my laptop with me.
But but then I think to myself, if you're having a disaster or even a personal tragedy, and you have clients that are haranguing you because you didn't get a bill paid, get a new client.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I had my brother Donald, his son was killed in a car wreck the week of April 15th. I mean, tragedy. And I remember going up for the funeral, and Hal was worried. He goes, "We're going to lose clients." I go, "Then let them go. I'm not missing my brother's son's funeral to do a tax return."
Yeah.
There was no issues with anybody. But I mean, I just thought, so have a disaster plan in place, but realize that your life and your family and all that is more important than every silly client or bill you have to pay. So if you have a client that gives you a hard time, hit the bricks, man.
Yeah, and no one's ever given me a hard time. The plan is for me to calm my anxiety. The plan is not to serve clients immediately during a disaster.
Right.
The plan's for me to calm my anxieties down about
How do
getting
you do
everything
that?
going.
What's your method to do that?
So again, it's all the little things I have. If I can throw everything I absolutely need in a backpack in the go bag, I'm good to go. Things like, medicine, extra glasses, I can do everything I need on my phone. Ability to contact the people that I need to contact. We have an out of town, like my brother lives in Utah, so we can all call him, because during an earthquake, what goes down, the phone lines go down, the cell service goes down, but you can often get out. If you do it quickly, you can often get a message out. If you do it even quickly, sometimes you can get a text going before everything goes down. And these are the scenarios that I've lived through my whole life and know what happens. And with technology now, it's even easier to do this stuff, because we have many different things that we can rely on now to get information out to people. During the 94 quake, there wasn't even cell phones. I mean, I think I had one of those cell phones, but it was like a huge thing, and it really didn't work that well. So nobody knew what was going on. All we knew was that the house went up. We saw daylight, then the house came back down. Then the house next to us exploded. Then the house behind us exploded. And then, and then pretty much we went from there. Just cleaning up the aftermath, and then discovered they came and red tagged us because we came off the foundation.
Yikes.
And the pool was in the street. Which is really nice, because it was easier to get the water to put out the fires.
Now, is there a method you use to handle the anxiety you feel? Because I have to sit down and take deep cleansing breaths.
Yeah, I mean, I just, arming myself with knowledge, and then is one good thing. Making sure I have everything I absolutely need to survive. What I have around me all the time, I do not absolutely need to survive to have like my Edna loungefly. That is not my survival. What do I need to survive? If I have to
all
walk
your
out
collection
the door
of
and the
Disney
house blows
pins.
up?
You don't need your Disney. Maybe you'll take them with you.
Yeah, I might take one. One is packed for a go bag, actually. But what do I absolutely need? I need my medicine. I need my glasses. And then I need shoes, maybe just clothes for one day, because I can go buy everything I have.
Right.
Because we have everything. In the car, we can get out, and we have everything we need. And money will take care of the rest. And we have insurance. I have got like earthquake insurance. I'm so insured. The insurance companies love me. I'm insured for everything.
Yeah, they love you till you have a claim.
Yeah. We've had claims, and then then we don't have it anymore. But here we have the earthquake insurance, so we can have that covered, at least partially. It doesn't cover everything because they can't. It's state run. It's not even it's not like private. It's state run. All the insurance we have here is state run, because there is no other way to get insurance. So we've got all that. That's what helps me calm my anxiety. Now, mind you, I'm not waiting for an earthquake to happen.
Right.
Because there is no possible way we know when they're going to happen. We get a 5-second notice on our phone that we might shake. And sometimes we don't even. That's called the shake alerts, which is new. Yeah. But we get these notices on our phone. It's funny. We were up when my dad had passed away. We were at the funeral home. This was just a few hours after. And we're sitting there going over the details, my sisters and my mom and I. Mm-hmm. And what goes off on our phones? A shake alert goes off on our phones. And we're like, first, my mom didn't know what it was. And she has 2 phones and doesn't know what they are anyways. But So the shake alert goes off, and I'm like, it's Dad telling us not to do whatever we were discussing. It's Dad. So then about 30 seconds later, we felt a little shake, and that was it. But yeah, but we have these things, things like that. But I digressed a little bit about that because it reminded me of it. But yeah, but there's really, when you're thinking about the things, be prepared as best you can, given what happens around you, and then move to a safe location and keep yourself safe. Make sure your family is taken care of. That's my number one priority.
Right.
Is that my family is taken care of. Then you can go back to won't be business as usual sometimes. It might be a little bit of a while, but let the clients know. And one of our plans, it's not really a disaster plan, it's an emergency plan. It's like, what if something takes me out? What if
what if you get hit by a bus? Nothing to do with her.
What if I get hit by a bus? What if I end up in the emergency room? I've played out all these scenarios, and they have happened. Well, the hit by the bus didn't happen, but the emergency room did.
Well, you can't if something happens and you can't deal with the clients, I know we got a call one time from a guy whose the wife was the accountant. She died, died. Of course, he was very good. I mean, he called around to try to find an accounting firm that would take over for these clients. They had sales tax, payroll. She had never had a disaster plan. So anyway, and the problem was with her, she was a very good accountant because I did see some of her books. She was in desktop, and but she was only charging $20 an hour. I said to him, good luck finding an accounting firm that wants to do what she did for that price. I mean, I said, did she feel she was paid? Oh, she was very happy with that. She didn't need a lot of money. Well, so I did talk to a couple of her clients, and I said, let's get this out of the way first. It's going to be a lot more than $20. Oh, well, that's all she charged. I go, well, think of it this way. For 10 years, you got a deal.
You got a bargain.
Now you got a bargain. Now bargain time's done. So we did not pick up any clients, but point is she did not have any disaster plan in place. But then who plans on dying?
Yeah, I mean, when that happens, they just send out a note and that's it. But in the case where I ended up in an emergency room on a client call day that was fully booked with 8 clients, an email went out to everyone. I think they did it in a Slack message. My son does it. He did it in a Slack message that I was in the hospital. I was going to be fine. Everything was going to be okay. And I'd be able to do calls the next day or in the next coming days. Every single person responded back with, yeah, no problem. Take your time. We'll talk to you next week. Just let us know. I did not panic. I was focused on getting myself better. In earlier years, I would have panicked and said, oh my God. But no, I was okay. My clients were perfectly fine with it. Some of them sent flowers, some sent gifts. I got well wishes from everybody. That also comes with building really great client relationships too.
Absolutely. If you're gracious with your customers, they will be gracious with you. And you know the ones that are jerks.
So when you're doing your disaster planning, it kind of all works together. You have to make sure you build these really great client relationships. So when these catastrophes happen, they will happen to you. They will happen to them too. Yeah. Well, I got 2 clients right now one's in Tampa. So they're really freaking out. And I'm like, look, I got your back. Nothing's going to happen to your stuff. Your records are still going to be just fine. Just go take care of yourself and we'll talk when you get back. When you're done, whatever. Well, we're going to be fine. And they just wanted to be reassured. And I'm like, your records are online. They're fine.
But what's interesting in the chat, we have everybody, well, except Sarah. She's up in South Carolina, but she's gone through hurricane. So I'm going to include you, Sarah, in our group here. Everybody else lives in Florida.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't even focused on the chat right now. I should have looked over there.
She used to live in Key West. She now's in Ocala. I think it's Lakeland, Ocala, Teresa. Which is right. Well, she's on the path towards me. So it's going to hit her before it hits me. And Beth Ann, she's up the road a little bit. And Kathy, she's 10 miles north of me. So Kathy and I are in the same place.
Yeah.
Of course, Sarah, you just went through Helene, right? And she took out her new air conditioner. Put in new air conditioner. Boof. Inverness. She's in she's in Inverness.
Okay.
So so
Beth Ann, are you gonna flood over there? I'm gonna bet on you guys flooding.
Oh, she
At
just
least
got
in downtown.
Just got the oak tree off her house, Savannah, Georgia. Because I can never remember. That's all the same. I'll send some thanks, Teresa. Sarah just got the oak tree off her house. Ugh, yuck. Ugh. But yes, it's kind of it's kind of exciting in a way to see everything that's going on, but at the same time, I mean, my house is dark right now because it's all of the shutters are closed up.
Yeah, that I didn't like it. I mean, this was like 10 years ago, probably whenever. Oh, it's probably longer than that. Maybe 15 years ago when those 5 hurricanes came through and we didn't even take the shutters off. It was not fun.
No,
I did not like that at all. Now,
well, what's interesting is, that Hurricane Helene just went through. Now, this is Milton. Well, I thought, wait a minute. They go in letter order. Where's I, J, K, L? Those are all in the Atlantic Ocean. So we might have them coming towards us, because now we're at the M, so it's like, oh, holy smokes. Because 2 years ago, like I said, Ian came in from the east. Mm-hmm. And then right after it came Nicole. And Nicole, with that back-to-back, it wiped out many houses, like two neighborhoods down. The houses got destroyed. It's amazing how one house can be fine and the next house can just trash. And Renee's in Wisconsin. Renee, we're going to come and hang out with you.
that's Tornado Alley up there.
I know. So my friend Wendy, she's a bookkeeping bud, and then I think she's going to reframe with me because next week, Kathy and I are driving down to reframe together with Hector's thing. Yep. So I'm thinking if we don't have a roof, I'm not going.
I'm kind of glad I said no to that ticket.
And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to, she'll make room. Yay. 2 weeks after that, we're going to QuickBooks Connect. Mm-hmm.
That's in Vegas. We won't have any problems there.
That's in Vegas. No, yeah. I mean, you just have earthquakes out there once in a while.
That's fine. They're little shakers.
Yeah. Except if you're on the top floor and it sways.
Oh, well, that's because everything's on rollers, so it's fine.
Okay.
You may not even notice.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
I'm saying that now. If you saw me during like just a little 4 or something, I'm like, oh my God. It takes me like a couple hours to come down.
The only earthquake I've ever been through is the one at Universal Studios.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's like nothing.
Oh, geez.
So anyway, tips for disaster planning. Deb's going with her one right now. Sound like she had a lot of good stuff. I think it's more about setting the stage with your clients so that when disaster does happen to you, you've got these really great client relationships. And disasters don't have to be like these natural big disasters. Again, I mentioned my dad passing away, and it was a 2-year journey. So my clients were very gracious when there were times I had to pick up and leave. Not that I was out of contact. I just picked up and moved to a different house in the same state. It just I was down for like a day or a few hours to deal with family stuff.
Right.
And then, they were very gracious on those times when I had to reschedule. And that came to me, building those client relationships. And I had another client who was going through a family member who was sick too in hospice and doing the same things. So we would talk often our conversations after the 5-minute about the dollars was talking about the things we were going through and the stage. We had a conversation about stages of grief with a client as we were both going through these at the same time. So those are really cool ways to connect with your clients too.
Yeah, don't you find that, if you treat your customers as humans, mm-hmm. they're still people. I mean, it drives me nuts when I go, we're a B2B business. No, you're not. You're human to human.
Yes.
Humans run businesses. People run businesses. Talk to them like people. They're people. So I don't know. I think that makes all the difference. We all go through crap.
We all have different stuff at different times.
Exactly.
We can help each other out. We can do all kinds of, we can have considerations. I mean, I have client call weeks. It happens to be this week, and a couple of them haven't scheduled because I'm pretty sure they're in the path of the hurricane right now. One moves around, but I'm pretty sure he's in that path right now. So, and I haven't heard from him for a few days. No problem.
It can wait.
I'll just catch up with him. Another one I did hear from, and I know he's like, I don't know where he is right now. I know he's not in Tampa anymore.
Even the IRS has allowed tax returns to be pushed out till, if you're for Debbie, it was pushed out till February. And then if you're in the zone, it was pushed out till May. Of course, that means that your 24 tax return is due before your 23 gets filed.
Well, I think that's going to be like changed after this next one.
So it's like, we're trying to, of course, we don't like to tell clients that a lot of times because then they go, oh, good, I can wait, but still it's helpful because we still have a couple of laggards.
I've talked to a few people from Florida who did not know that it's moved out a bit.
Oh, you let the secret out, Donna? You let out the secret?
No, I didn't. I just helped them answer their questions. I didn't tell them.
Good.
I'm surprised they didn't know, but I was like, oh.
Why did my accountant tell me? Because he wanted to get your stuff.
Yeah. I didn't want to blow it for their accountant because, I live on that side too. But I mean, even the IRS, and I bet after this goes through, they're gonna move them out even further at this point, and the 2024s also. Right. Because if this hits where they say it's gonna hit with the intensity that it hits, it's gonna wipe a lot of people in the state. Like it's gonna be major.
It's gonna be a doozy. So anyway, I think we'll let everybody go now, so I can get back to
Deb's got to get back,
calming breaths, and finishing up what I have to do before tomorrow, because it's going to be even a bigger zoo tomorrow.
Yeah, but maybe pack a few extra snacks. I think I put like maybe a little extra chocolate to get you through. Comfort snacks are in my pack. Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank everybody for attending. This has been great. And I know, Sarah, I think this is your first time coming. And Kathy, I know you came for the first time last week. And, Teresa and Renee and Beth Ann I think they've come on every single time.
Yeah, pretty much every time, or they watch it. If you guys can subscribe and like, and also share this out to your friends, we'll keep going.
How many do we have now? We want to get to 100 before Connect.
We have 80. Hold on. I think we had 82 before this stream went up.
Cool.
I don't know exactly what we have now, but we had 82 this morning.
Great.
Well, maybe we want to get to 100 before Intuit Connect, of course.
Right. So tell your friends. Just tell them to subscribe and then play it through.
Yep.
Put it on mute and play it through.
Let everyone know about us. Beth Ann chimed in. We have 82, so I know some people in here. Maybe you haven't subscribed or like us too, please. Like every video for us. It helps us go in the algorithm. If you want to put comments too, please feel free to put comments, and we can answer the questions too. But
because
we are planning to come back on later on this week.
Well,
it depends on where Deb is at.
Yeah, well, and we're still doing our podcast where we answer bookkeeping questions.
Yes,
we're still
doing
that.
The podcast going, and we're answering
Jeff's here. This is Jeff's second time too. Hi, Jeff.
Oh yes, hey Jeff.
He's in Georgia.
Yep. All right. So they shouldn't be seeing it there. Hopefully they don't get it up there again. Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
But thank you to everyone who joined us today. We really appreciate it. Share with your friends. Let everyone know we are working hard at this, and we'll hope to be on Thursday if Deb's still around.
Yeah. If not, there'll be a big blank window.
We'll update you in Facebook. Right. We also have a community tab within YouTube where I put in updates too, and let you know when we're coming on. Okay.
All right, great.
All right. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Stay safe.